All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Graven Stone. Shalom to the elect pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. With hope of receiving mercy for Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh is the name of His only begotten Son. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the prophecies that are written in the Scriptures. I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the charagma written about in Revelation 13 verse 16 on down. The miracle drug is the precursor to the charagma. Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment as it is written. So I want to jump straight into this lesson, dealing with wars and rumors of wars. And these are the times that we're in which if you're not aware of what's going on, you're gonna be caught in a frenzy, meaning you're not gonna have a clue what's coming up next, And the reason why we're so confident in these things is because of the words that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai are foretold to through His servants, preparing us for these times. That's why the book was written in the first place, that in the last days the sons of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai could hear the word, and be waking up, be quickened, to go forth and declare these words to the four corners of the earth, which is the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai in these last days. So this is Romans 15 verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the Scriptures, might have hope. And this is what we have right now, hope. And what we have hope in the prophecies, One of the prophecies is that Israel is going to come back to who they are, Is him starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, Them going to come back to the remembrance of who they are, why they are in this predicament. Because the Lord is going to rise up pastors according to His heart. All these things are prophecies, and they are playing out now. And one of the things that our Lord have declared in our ears, was the prophecies according as it is written, in Matthew 24, what are going to take place before His coming, before that great and terrible day. And what they over China, them have a red sky, in which the Lord tell us that these things are going to take place, man. Before the great and terrible day of the Lord, You see? You have a lot of signs in the heavens, from the blood moon to the eclipse, to various so-called phenomenon, but all these are signs from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. But who can perceive that these things were foretold about, Is it? So this is Matthew 24. I'm going to start at verse 3 just to get the point across. And as he sat upon the mount of the olives, the disciple came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? So that's a very straightforward question, So I'm going to jump to the point in which the Lord answered. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, but the end is not yet. And that's why right now, as you can see, you have a man like Elon Musk. You have a new company come out where they have to give that competition feeling. Where they want to develop a brain chip where it's supposed to be in implementation, meaning testing stage within this year, where they want to put that chip in on the head. To interface, with them technology, Them call it brain computer interface, You have companies around the world already start give them employees chip to gain access to different applications at work, yo, from the drinks machine to opening doors. You see me, and it'll go right across the board, yo. So enough people now see what's going on. But this is very clear to see right now, which is the wars and rumors of wars, yo. At first it was between Russia and Ukraine, still going on now. You see me, with Ukraine allies where I give them a lot of weapons, which them just a fight a proxy war for NATO right now against Russia. That's the whole reason why NATO was formed, to combat the Soviet Union. So we are watching for what? The trip. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquake in diverse places. And all these things that were written aforetime, yo, for our learning are coming to pass, yo. And the more these prophecies come to pass, and the more brothers' faith are going to increase exponentially, yo. You see? Hey, man. So let's go straight to the clip so you can see what's going on. I'm not even going to tell you where it's going on. You got to see it.
Each one of us, inflation is rising, shortages are growing, and everyone is being forced to pick sides. Can our war another war right now? And there's a reason why I asked this question. China could be preparing for war. The target is the People's Liberation Army is making dangerous moves. It held military drills. This time, the Chinese were practicing how to invade Taiwan. Why are the Chinese indulging in such aggressive behavior? Thanks to the war in Ukraine, it's had some unintended consequences for China. The calls to protect democracy in Taiwan are growing louder. 3 recent events explain Beijing's desperation. But will they force China over the edge? Will China invade Taiwan? On Gravitas tonight, we'll discuss. First, let's tell you about the drills. The Chinese military conducted them recently. We cannot confirm the date, but they're believed to have taken place sometime last week. All branches of the PLA were involved. Today, China shared some details, and they sound alarming. The island of Taiwan was surrounded from both sides. The Chinese Navy deployed a powerful aircraft carrier, plus a large number of warplanes and warships, and conventional missiles. In other words, Taiwan was surrounded by the PLA, then they practiced maneuvers, the moves they could make during an invasion. And there's no doubt about the intention behind this exercise. The Chinese state media is spelling it out. Look at the Global Times. This is what it says. The PLA drill was a partial rehearsal of a possible reunification by force operation. The Chinese military practiced specific scenarios, like neutralizing Taiwan's military, like cutting the militaries of the US and Japan if they try to intervene. So they're preparing for all eventualities. Taiwan says China continues to pose a threat. Japan is sounding the alarm. It says Ukraine's plight could be replicated in East Asia.
With regards to Taiwan, peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait is critical not only for Japan's security but also for the stability of international society. Japan maintains its position to expect a peaceful resolution through dialogue to issues surrounding Taiwan, and the situation will be watched carefully from that perspective.
Japan says it is closely watching China. Beijing is not impressed. It has accused Tokyo of exaggerating and hyping the China threat.
Japan has frequently taken advantage of some diplomatic activities to talk about China, exaggerate regional tensions, and hype the so-called China threat. Japan is doing this to find excuses for its own military expansion and to undermine mutual trust and cooperation among regional countries, which is not conducive to peace and stability in the region and is destined to be unpopular. China.
Alright, so you see the question I'm put right now, because as you can see, between China and Taiwan, the tension arise, and was China get the blueprint from Russia with what take place over there in Ukraine, but Russia have somebody else in their high side. So this is, will Russia invade Finland next? So let's see.
When can you say a war is won? When your enemy surrenders, or when you decimate rivals? Legendary military strategist Sun Tzu says neither. War is fought for political goals. If those were achieved, then yes, the war has been won. If not, it is a failure. Let's apply that theory to Russia's war. What was Vladimir Putin's political goal? To keep Ukraine out of NATO, to have less NATO on his borders. Has Putin achieved that? Not yet. What's more, he could be getting more NATO on his borders. I'm talking about Finland. Their leaders have agreed to join NATO. I'll read from the joint statement. This is what it says. As a member of NATO, Finland would strengthen the entire defense alliance. Finland must apply for NATO membership without delay. We hope that the national steps still needed to make this decision will be taken rapidly within the next few days. This statement came from the Prime Minister and President. So it's official. Finland will apply for NATO membership. Reports say Sweden will do the same. Now, what will that process look like? Membership can take up to 1 year. Until then, Finland will get observer status. All 30 NATO allies must agree to admit the new members. And this approval must come from their parliaments. For example, Joe Biden cannot approve it. The US Congress has to approve it. Logistically, this process will take time, but in effect, it is a done deal. The NATO chief has already reacted to the announcement. He says the membership will be quote-unquote smooth and swift. What about Russia? Needless to say, Russia is livid. The Kremlin is calling it a threat to their security. And this map should tell you why. Finland and Russia are neighbors. Their shared border is more than 1,300 kilometers long. Plus, look at how close it is to Moscow. Less than 1,000 kilometers. If you put a missile near the border, Moscow is within range. And this is precisely what Putin was against. He invaded Ukraine to stop the same thing from happening. The question is, will he do it again? Will Russia attack Finland next? Well, they have done it.
Let's wait and see, you know, because we're in some interesting times, yo. That's why it is written in German. Let me get to that and close with that. I'm taking back a small piece of that clip. It is written in Jeremiah 51, verse, I'm going to start at 45. My people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Unless your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. And you hear one of the rumor already, yo. Wars and rumors of wars. Because I want to say, for the last 2 years, yo, which rumor you there hearing in the land of people in fear, yo? This whole pandemic. Now it's the wars and rumors of wars. From what take place over there between Russia and Ukraine, they never did know, say, yo, we're in a pandemic anymore. It's like, you got hide when the ace of water go on, yo. So say, unless your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land, a rumor shall both come one ear, and after that in another ear shall come rumor, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. And these are the times that's coming, yo. So let's take a small look back at this clip.
Before. In 1939, the Soviet Union invaded Finland. They kicked off the notorious Winter War. But this time, Russia will hesitate. We can think of 2 reasons why. Number one, Russia is already fighting a war. Opening another front could prove to be a disaster. And number two, Finland's army is much stronger than Ukraine's. They have American weapons in their arsenal, plus conscription for all adult males. So logically, Putin should not invade. Just one problem. We said the same thing about Ukraine, remember? That logically, Putin would not invade. Well, he did. So Finland and Sweden need an insurance policy, some deterrence against Russia. On Wednesday, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson tried to do that. He visited Sweden and Finland. He signed a security agreement with both countries. What does this agreement say? That if either country is attacked, Britain will help them.
From the high north to the Baltics and beyond, our armed forces will train, operate and exercise together, marrying our defence and security capabilities and formalising a pledge that we will always come to one another's aid.
Will this include boots on the ground? Boris Johnson did not rule it out. He said the assistance will depend on what the other side is asking for. And it's not just Britain. The US and Germany have also promised military assistance. So here's what could happen in the next couple of months. Russia may not attack Finland, but they will take on an aggressive posture, possibly more drills near the northern borders, or even missile deployments. As for NATO, you could see more joint drills with Sweden and Finland, more military transfers. Reports say America and Britain will rotate troops in the Nordic. Where does all of this leave Europe? On the brink of a wider war. Just think about the firepower at play. One mistake, one misunderstanding, and this could escalate into a nuclear conflict. Which makes you wonder, what happened to good old diplomacy? Putin specifically drew...
What happened to it? So let's find out what happened to it, you know? Find out what the Lord did. So this is Amos. Amos Salakia, my bad. Not Amos, Joel. This is Joel 3 verse 9. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And this is what is going on now, yo. There's so much division, isn't it? So much conflict that take place in the world, yo. Beat your plowshare into swords, and your pruning hook into spears. So the money where they use for agriculture, education, you see me? Invest this in a military might, yo. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourself and come all ye heathens, and gather yourself together round about. Thither, cast thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the Eden be wakened, and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the Edens round about. And this is what the Lord I prepare for thee, yo. That's why I'm a muster at the host of the battle right now. So I hope this was edifying, showing you the times that we're in, yo. Wars and rumors of wars, yo. So what I want to say, Kalalal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, Shalom.